This is bittersweet.
Oh, it is time. It is time.
Yeah.
It is time.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's time for me to get a Sunset Sarsaparilla. I mean, it's time for us to read the final Dr. Satan story on Undercooked Analysis, the show that has now become a public domain pulp fiction podcast.
And as is tradition, I am going to go refill my drink.
Okay, sounds good. I've got a mango cart right here, so I'm ready to go. Here I am trying to do the intro, and here's Abysmii throwing me way off my fucking game.
I've got a Coke Zero.
Huzzah!
Daddy's trying to lose some weight again.
I wish you nothing but the best in this endeavor.
All right. Y'all ready?
No. Yeah.
Are we ever really ready for Dr. Satan?
I mean, I'm going into this with, and I'm sure both of you are as well, very mixed feelings. Is this going to live up to the hype? Is it going to completely disappoint us? We have to get through it no matter what. But will questions be answered? Will tongues interlock? I don't know.
I'm not looking. I'm trying not to look at it that way. We are at the end of a journey, and I just want to savor the journey, no matter where it takes us.
I think that's a very healthy approach.
We've had a lot of ups and downs with Dr. Satan, but ultimately, the meme about friends and stuff.
This series has both taken off and added years to my lifespan, but I don't know the actual net. So I don't know.
I think it's probably exactly the same, and that was how Dr. Satan intended it.
I don't know if I'm in the red or in the black or not. So
Dr. Satan would be a red-black legendary creature, human warlock.
Would he not be like the leader of Rakdos, essentially?
He would be. I think he could, if we were to drop him in any of those settings, he would be easily at least a lieutenant under the demon Rakdos on Ravnica.
Bro, if Dr. Satan was in Ravnica, that would be the stupidest shit ever, and I would love it.
Well, look, they already did a dumb detective set in Ravnica where everybody was wearing a detective hat. Why not make it pulpier and just put Dr. Satan and a bunch of other weird occult villains in there?
Oh my god, that would be... Okay, Magic, I know
you're listening.
Magic.
Stop. Maybe, leave out a few Final Fantasy characters and just do a pulp set.
Maybe do something interesting and not completely, Fortnite-ification of your fucking brand.
Yeah, maybe don't print one of the Infinity Stones and have it be an indestructible mana rock that's going to be stable for the rest of time.
God.
Fuck you, Wizards. Fuck you, Marvel Wizards set. But also, I looked at Avatar: The Last Airbender set, and it actually looks pretty well designed.
I mean,
I'm not going to buy it. Just kind of admire the set design for it, and it's a better fit for Magic than fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Nothing against Spider-Man. It just doesn't fit with Magic the Gathering. That's all.
No, I would absolutely agree with that.
I mean, Lord of the Rings...
Back in my day, we just had a bunch of other card games, and Superheroes was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a card game.
I used to play the fuck out of the Dragon Ball Z card game.
Mm-hmm.
I used to play HeroClix. No one remembers that, but I do.
I played 7th Sea, the card game, briefly. And I know there was a Star Wars card game. It had rules that were beyond comprehension, in my opinion.
I remember trying to play that, and my friend was trying to teach me. I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying to me. What? It was so incomprehensible. Yeah.
There was a article I remember reading in an old magazine. I feel like we're still in dregs, but we're not. This is part of the episode. I'm sorry. We're delaying the inevitable. There was a magazine I had as a kid. I used to pick up the gaming magazines, and I would just read the articles about other card games, and I loved how they didn't bother explaining anything to you, and I kind of liked that for some reason. Because you would have to try and parse out what was going on. So there was an article that described making a Jabba's Palace themed deck, and the deck list had a card that you could play against your opponent that was just called Bo Shuda, and it was just the sound Jabba made when he greeted you. That's to do this strategy, you need at least 3 copies of Bo Shuda.
Star Wars, I love you. You are fucking stupid.
As long as we accept that Star Wars is fucking stupid, we can still...
Everything I like is dumb. Star Trek is dumb. It's amazing and it's beautiful. No, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's great. It's the best type of dumb, but it's dumb.
Yes.
Go kick a cock-a-kiko.
Oh,
Exactly.
never forget.
Exactly.
Never forget. His story arc.
There's a Pokemon called Mr. Mime. Okay? Like, just accept these things.
His son is named Mime Jr.
Okay, we need to read the story.
Okay. So this is from Weird Tales, August through September 1936. This is The Mask of Death by our old friend Paul Ernst, who is clearly listening to our show.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hi, Paul.
a weird and uncanny tale about a strange criminal who called himself Dr. Satan and the terrible doom with which he struck down his enemies. That's the tagline he uses for like every Dr. Satan story. So
There's something we need to prepare ourselves for.
Uh-huh.
We need to prepare ourselves for the idea that he did not finish Dr. Satan. He just stopped.
I have kind of been bracing myself for that this doesn't actually have a finale. This might just be just the last story he wrote. I'm prepared for the possibility.
I'm kind of more okay with that than Paul attempting, because Paul has a lot of issues with continuity.
To be fair, he's spinning a lot of plates.
Yeah, but he picked up the plates. No one threw them at him. He ordered a box of plates.
He picked up the Gerst plate after he broke it, and then he broke it again.
He taped it back together, put it back on the fucking stick, and then broke it again.
And then a little bit later, he went, fuck it. He deliberately dropped the Bostiff plate.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Same reading order as always?
Yeah, let's just put it into the deep end. Chapter 1.
Can I quickly point out the illustration on the page on the right, which will probably be the thumbnail for the YouTube version of this? I think this is the clearest picture we've ever seen of Keane.
Yes. And is that Beatrice?
That looks like Beatrice if Beatrice went to like a boozy soiree or something.
She looking good.
I mean, yeah, I like the outfit, but it looks like she's wearing like she looks like she's doing like a madam of some kind. Maybe I'm not looking at the image correctly, but like maybe that is Beatrice.
She looks fierce. I like it.
Me too, actually.
And I'm sorry, that clearly can't be Ascott Keane. That's just a guy.
Yeah, he's not a bird person. So
doesn't look like an enormous bird person.
His hands don't look inhumanly strong enough either.
I also love just the feet.
That reminds me of that gag in the Haunted Mansion where there's the two legs sticking out from under the table.
That is clearly someone that Ascott Keane has shot with his gun.
The gun he just bought because he was so mad he didn't own a gun in the last episode.
I would love an arc if Ascott Keane got paranoid, bought a gun, and just shot everyone, freaked out.
These last couple stories have led themselves so well to Ascott just doing the Eric Andre meme.
How could Dr. Satan broke into my house and shot this man?
But Ascott, that was...
No one can know.
How could Dr. Satan do that to Beatrice?
No cops.
I think no cops is the funniest part of the last story we read.
I need to see Ascott running up to Dr. Satan's newest lair going, let me in! Let me in!
Confirmation that Ascott Keane is firmly acting outside of the law.
Both Ascott Keane and Dr. Satan are ACAB. That's the hilarious part.
That's the one thing they have in common. Like, Ascott doesn't want Dr. Satan to kill rich people. Dr. Satan loves killing rich people. Both hate cops.
Amen.
Okay,
all right.
I'm sorry. We've dragged this out long enough.
We're going to do this. Okay. Chapter 1, The Dread Paralysis. On one of the most beautiful bays of the Maine coast rested the town that 14 months before had existed only on an architect's drawing board. Around the almost landlocked harbor were beautiful homes, bathing beaches, parks. On the single main street were model stores. Small hotels and inns were scattered on the outskirts. Streets were laid, radiating from the big hotel in the center of town like spokes from a hub. There was a waterworks and a landing field, a powerhouse and a library. It looked like a year-round town, but it wasn't. Blue Bay it was called, and it was only a summer resort. Only? It was the last word in summer resorts. The millionaires backing it had spent $18 million on it, and I will show everybody that in 1936, that is $411 million. Yes, I did the math ahead of time. Fuck you. They had placed it on a fine road to New York. They ran planes and buses to it. They were going to clean up 500% on their investment in real estate deals and rentals. Oh, we're going after real estate moguls. All right.
It has everything, even trains and bridges.
Let's do this shit. On this, its formal opening night, the place was wide open. In every beautiful summer home, all lights were on, whether the home in question was tenanted or not. The stores were open, whether or not customers were available. The inns and small hotels were gay with decorations.
The electric bill that came the next morning was astronomical.
So, this is just Provincetown. I've been here.
Oh,
We're good. Yeah, no, little gay mecca, beautiful little stores and shit. Yeah, no, love that place.
Yeah, designed by all the gay millionaires.
But it was at the big hotel at the hub of the town that the gaieties, God damn it, I know that's not what it means, attendant on such a stupendous opening night were at their most complete. And we're
a bunch of juveniles. Is anyone surprised that we keep laughing every time that comes up?
No, I will forever be sophomoric. I'm sorry. It's just my
fair. That's the one freedom we have anymore.
Every room and suite was occupied. The lobby was crowded. Formally dressed guests strolled the promenade and tried fruitlessly to gain admission to the already overcrowded roof garden. Here, with tables crowded to capacity and emergency waiters...
I used to play bass for emergency waiters.
Break the glass for the emergency waiter.
We need canapes, stat!
Garçon, quick!
More Prosecco, quick!
Emergency waiters trying to give all the deluxe service required. The second act of the famous Blue Bay floor show was going on. In the small dance floor at the center of the tables was a dancer. She was...
Okay.
I swear to God, if you waited till this story.
I'm going to give Paul the benefit of the doubt for now and say that this is maybe an exotic dance in the 30s.
She was doing a slave dance, trying to free herself from chains.
Oh, so this
kind
is
of like
this is a burlesque show.
Yeah, kind of like
we're gonna say it's that.
Yeah, let's go with that.
You can't. We're too deep into this for you to fucking Bram Stoker us.
Yeah, I need you to go less H.P. Lovecraft on this, Paul.
Yeah, Paul, we put a lot of faith in you so far, and that's pretty generous of us. So come on, man.
The spotlight was on. The full moon, pouring its silver down on the open roof, added its blue beams. The dancer was excellent.
Nice.
The spectators were enthralled. One elderly man, partially bald, a little too stout. Oh, we got us a Wallstead.
Oh, it's a Wallstead. Yeah. He's going to be dead soon.
Seemed particularly engrossed. He sat alone at a ringside table and had been shown marked deference all during the evening. For he was Matthew Weems. Oh,
baby Weems grew up.
Paul, you are one thing I'll give you credit for, Paul. You are unmatched in doofus names.
I've never in my life read names that intend to demean their characters and do it so well.
True.
For he was Matthew Weems, owner of a large block of stock in the Blue Bay summer resort development, and a very wealthy man.
Oh.
Very dead wealthy man. This guy's going to die.
Very Wallstead man.
Weems was leaning forward over his table, staring at the dancer with sensual lips parted.
He may be old, he may be stout, he may be partially bald, but his lips are still sensual.
And she, quite aware of his attention and his wealth, was outdoing herself.
Gross.
Yeah.
A prosaic scene, one would have said. Open night of a resort deluxe. wealthy widower concentrating on a dancer's whirling bare body.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Paul's just like, see, there's a woman naked and dancing this time.
I'm not gay.
People applauding carelessly, but the scene was to become far indeed from prosaic, and the cause of its change was to be Weems.
The beam of the full
Weems.
The full moon's light hit Weems. He turned into a werewolf. He slaughtered everyone.
WWWD. What would Weems do?
All right. Tagging.
Okay. Among the people standing at the roof garden entrance and wishing they could crowd in, there was a stir. A woman walked among them. She was tall, slender, but delicately voluptuous, with a small, shapely head on a slender, exquisite throat.
Damn.
The pallor of her clear skin and the largeness of her intensely dark eyes made her face look like a flower on an ivory stalk. She was gowned in cream yellow, with the curves of a perfect body revealed as her graceful walk molded her frock against her.
Wow,
Yeah.
Paul. Apparently you did have it in you. All right.
Yeah. Many people looked at her, and then questioningly at one another. She had been registered at the hotel only since late afternoon, but already she was an object of speculation. The register gave her name as Madame Sin.
So that is not Beatrice in the drawing.
This is, you know what I'm hoping? I'm calling it right now, but in my version, this is Dr. Satan's Harley Quinn. This is...
I thought you were going to say this is Dr. Satan.
Well, that could also be what happens. Hey, look, Dr. Satan has disguised himself as other people before. Why not Dr. Satan finally letting his feminine side out?
I would kill for Dr. Satan to dress and disguise himself as a super sexy woman and seduce Keane. That would be intense.
Okay, if Paul does that in this, I am going to be the happiest person alive. It's probably not going to happen.
It's not going to, but it's fun to dream.
Joke's on you, Keane. I was Madame Sin the whole time, and I seduced you. I know.
You what?
Oh, I know.
But all these nights I lay in bed, thoughts of you running through my head. But the alternative is that we lost Gerst and Bostif. What if Madame Sin is Dr. Satan's new right-hand woman and the same? He's got an evil Beatrice,
dude. And if this doesn't end, if this is just a cliffhanger, it's going to be so blue-balled.
Oh, the possibilities are so good. Okay,
why didn't you open with this, Paul?
Oh.
Yeah, we don't even know anything about her yet, and yet,
I love her.
We also have to take into account that Paul has to give Dr. Satan a new henchman because he's flat out of them.
That's true. If he hadn't killed Monroe in the first story, we would still have at least one henchman left. But no, that's fair. The register gave her name as Madame Sin, and the knowing ones had hazarded the opinion that she and her name were publicity features to help along with the resort opening news, which is always what they assume with these weird things. Madame Sin entered the roof garden with the assurance of one who has a table waiting and walked along the edge of the small dance floor. She moved silently, obviously not to distract attention from the slave dance. But as she walked, eyes followed her instead of the dancer's beautiful moves. She passed Weems' table. With the eagerness of a man who has formed a slight acquaintance and would like to make it grow, Weems rose from his table and bowed. The woman, known as Madame Sin, smiled a little. She spoke to him, with her exotic dark eyes seeming to mock. Her slender hands moved restlessly, with the gold-linked purse she carried. Then she went on, and Weems sat down again at his table, with his eyes resuming their contented scrutiny of the dancer's convolutions. The dancer swayed toward him, struggling gracefully with her symbolic chains. Weems started to raise a glass of champagne abstractedly toward his lips. Abstractedly, huh? I'm only doing the concept of drinking wine here. It's abstract. He stopped with his hand halfway up, eyes riveted on the dancer. The spotlight caught the fluid on his upraised glass and flicked out little lights in answer. The dancer whirled on, and Weems stayed as he was, staring at the spot where she had been, glass poised halfway between the table and his face, like a man suddenly frozen or gripped by an abrupt thought. The slave girl whirled on. But now as she turned, she looked more often in Weems' direction, and a small frown of bewilderment began to gather on her forehead. For Weems was not moving. Strangely, somehow disquietingly, he was staying just the same. Several people caught the frequency of her glances and turned their eyes in the same direction. There were amused smiles at the sight of the stout, wealthy man seated there with his eyes wide and unblinking, and his hand raised halfway between table and lips. But soon those who had followed the dancer's glances saw, too, Weems was holding that queer attitude too long. The dancer finished her almost completed number and whirled to the dressing room door. The lights went on, and now everyone near Weems was looking at him, while those farther away were standing in order to see the man. He was still sitting as he had been, as if frozen or paralyzed, with staring eyes glued to the spot where the dancer had been, with hand half raised, holding a glass.
I know Weems just died, but there is something possibly unintentionally poetic about a woman dancing in a $400 million summer resort in chains, struggling to get out.
Also, Weems is a funny name to say.
Very funny.
It's very, very funny.
A friend got up quickly and hastened to the man's table. Weems? He said sharply, resting his hand on the man's shoulder. Sorry, we actually said sharply, Weems! Weems made no sign that he had heard or had felt the touch. On and on he sat there, staring at nothing, hand half raised to drink. Weems! Sharp and frightened the friend's voice sounded, and all on the roof garden heard it. For all were now silent, staring with gradually more terrified eyes at Weems. The friend passed his hand slowly, haltingly before Weems' staring eyes, and those eyes did not blink. Weems! For God's sake, what's the matter with you? The friend was trembling now, with growing horror on his face as he sensed something here beyond his power to comprehend. Hardly knowing what he was doing, following only an instinct of fear at the unnatural attitude, he put his hand on Weems' half-raised arm and lowered it to the table. The arm went down like a mechanical thing. The champagne glass touched the table. A woman at the next table screamed and got to her feet with a rasp of her chair that sounded like a thin streak of fear. She didn't faint, though.
Thank goodness.
For Weems, are we going to get any more? Is the faint counter going to die? I think it's going to end here.
Is this the end of the faint counter?
I think we've capped, yeah. For Weems' arm, when it was released, went slowly up again to the same position it had assumed when the man suddenly ceased becoming an animate... What? It had assumed when the man suddenly ceased becoming an animate being, and being a thing like a statue clad in dinner clothes with a glass in its hand. That's a weird sentence, Paul.
He became an audio animatronic.
Weems! Yelled the friend.
Okay,
By the way,
I have to talk about his name again.
Yes.
Because if I heard someone repeatedly shouting Weems at a party, I wouldn't assume that was someone's name.
No.
Neither would I.
I would assume something was being requested, and I just didn't know what that word meant.
I would think it's like some meme song or something. It's like the Harlem Shake.
Weems! Weems!
Weems! And then the orchestra began to play, loudly, with metallic cheerfulness, as the head waiter sensed bizarre tragedy and moved to conceal it, as such matters are always concealed at such occasions. Weems sat on, eyes wide, hand half raised to lips. He continued to hold that posture when four men carried him to the elevators and sat down to the hotel doctor's suite. He was still holding it when they sat him down in an easy chair, bent forward a bit as though a table were still before him, eyes staring, hand half raised to drink. The champagne glass was empty now, with its contents spotting his clothes, and the roof garden carpets, spilled when the four had borne him... Okay, good job, guys. From the table. But it was still clenched in his rigid hand, and no effort to get it from his oddly set fingers was successful. And I'll pass.
You know, Weems gets a lot of attention, but we have just friend, the friend, much like Science Friend.
Yes. We will never know Science Friend's name, and arguably he's the hero of this story.
He actually is. Everything Ascott ever got as a device he got from Science Friend. That's my headcanon.
There's Weems and friend of Weems.
So when we cast this as an audio drama, we're going to have a literal friend of Weems as a role, right? And his only line is just going to be Weems?
Weems!
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 Just bring a poor voice actor in and be like, okay, You're going to say the word Weems like 400 different ways.
I need 500 takes of this word. Weems? That's a good start. Keep going.
Oh, to be a casting director for this.
Well, it's probably going to be you. So,
yeah. I mean, I will get you. I promise you, I'll get you the best Weems friend voice actor you can find.
Yes, I play friend of Weems in this audio drama.
Our fathers were taken out by a magical terrorist, so we started a law office to represent the victims of both him and Ascott Keane. Hi there. Welcome to the offices of Wallstead and Weems.
Hey, that's not as far-fetched as I would seem, because I still think that would fit in right along with the Beatrice Dale Foundation.
Yes.
Wallstead and Weems v. Keane.
Can their spokesperson be that movie mogul executive who speaks out on their behalf and he's still like partially a skeleton?
Oh my God.
He didn't die, but they never reversed the thing on him, so he's still got the head and right arm of a skeleton.
At the very least, with Gerson Bostov being gone, we have established that there is continuity, which means still out there somewhere in this world, there is a very rich man who has see-through skin and is a skeleton.
Also, Bernard Holloway existed, and for that I am forever grateful.
He did die tragically of a drug overdose, I assume.
Oh, we're going to miss you, Dr. Satan stories.
Oh.
Although we've come to the end of the road. Okay, I'll read now.
Thank you.
The festivities of the much-heralded opening night went on all over the newborn town of Blue Bay. On the roof garden were several hundred people who were still neglecting talk, drinking, and dancing, while their startled minds reviewed the strange thing.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, can I get another old-fashioned? Hey, that's pretty fucked up, right? Hi, I'm Alan.
That is seriously me almost every week at the bar that I go to. It's just, I got to review everything that fucking happened.
Oh my God.
That guy dead? I don't know.
Fuck it, Sexy Boy just came on.
Shots.
Rigor mortis set in pretty quick for that guy, huh? Okay. Well, man, we have a lot of White Claw here for some reason.
I mean, I guess we could leave, but I did get bottle service here, so
I paid a lot of money. I have stock in this summer resort, and I'm getting my fucking return on investment.
Look, I'm only here because I won a radio contest to be here for the opening day of Blue Bay, and I'm not going to let one old guy with a stupid name who turned into a statue ruin this for me, okay?
That slave dance thing, real weird, but you guys read this book called The Art of Kissing? 25 cents.
Frank Exposition, when did you get here?
Thinking of having a kissing party.
But I tried it before, but I didn't really know anybody really well. And maybe we could all do this together. I mean, that might lighten the mood after that man randomly got paralyzed.
Seeing a man getting paralyzed really makes you think about things. You dudes want to, I don't know, have a kissing party somewhere.
Hey, can we get Madam Sin to join us?
Oh.
But aside from their number, the celebrants were having a careless good time, with no thought of danger in their minds. However, there was no sign of gaiety in the tower office suite atop the mammoth Blue Bay Hotel, and just 2 floors beneath the garden. The 3 officers of the Blue Bay Company sat in here, and in their faces was frenzy. "What in the world are we going to do?" bleated Chichester.
We could call him Chester, but that's not enough. Chichester.
Chichester.
Someone Chichester.
Oh, God, this is brutal. Keep reading.
Thin, nervous, dry-skinned secretary and treasurer of the company. Weems is the biggest stockholder. He is nationally famous. His attack of illness here on the very night of opening will give us publicity so unfavorable that it might put Blue Bay in the red for months. You know how a disaster can sometimes kill a place. Most unfortunate, sighed heavy-set, paunchy Martin Guest.
Wallstead walking.
Gnawing his lip. Guest was president of the company. Unfortunate hell, snapped Kroner, vice president.
So
Kroner
Kroner is the most normal name I have heard so far. That is literally the old currency for pre-EU Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
Kroner was a self-made man, slightly overcolored, rather loud, with dinner clothes cut a little too modishly. Modishly?
Okay.
Are you saying he looks like a Brit because he's in mod?
No, this is too early. This is too early for mod.
No, I know. That's by him. Yeah. He said he invented mod.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't catch on until years later.
It's curtains if anything more should happen.
We should use that more often. It's curtains for you. I love that.
Yeah, me too.
Hasn't the doctor found out yet what's the matter with Weems? Quavered Chichester.
That's my favorite TV show.
What's the matter with Weems? Tonight at 9. Kroner swore. You heard the last report, same as the rest of us. Dr. Grays has never seen anything like it. Weems seems to be paralyzed.
I've never seen paralysis before. I'm a doctor.
Weems seems to be paralyzed. Weems seems.
Weems seems.
How does Weems seem?
Weems actually made his fortune running a fabric company, and he called it Weems Seams. He sold knitting supplies.
Weems seems down by the seam shore.
Weems seems to be paralyzed, yet there are none of the symptoms of paralysis save lack of movement. There is no perceptible heartbeat, yet he certainly isn't dead. The complete absence of rigor mortis and the fact that there is a trace of blood circulation prove that. He simply stays in that same position.
Wait. If there's blood circulation, how do you not have a heartbeat?
Yep.
Magic.
When you move arm or hand, it moves slowly back to the same position again on being released. He has no reflex response. Doesn't apparently hear or feel or see. Like catalepsy, sighed Guest. Kroner nodded and moistened his feverish lips.
Oh.
Kissing party.
Well, time for the rich guy kissing party. Just like catalepsy, only it isn't. Gray swears to that.
Yes, but also no.
My name is Kroner. I refute you immediately, even though I agree with you.
But what it is, he can't say. Chichester fumbled in his pocket. You two laughed at me this evening when I got worried about getting that note. You also laughed at my tie. It's a nice tie. Fuck you guys. You talked me down again a few minutes ago, but I'm telling you once more, I believe there's a connection. I believe whoever wrote the note really has made Weems like he is. Not that the note was penned by a crank and that Weems' illness is coincidence. All right, I'm tagging out.
All right. Nonsense, said Guest. The note was either written by a madman or some crook who adopted a crazy melodramatic name.
Oh, okay. And we are back to rich people don't know that Dr. Satan has murdered some large amount of billionaires and constantly blackmails them.
How many people know who Dr. Satan is? As many as Paul needs for the current story.
This is taking place in New York, where like at least one other story has happened.
Well, no, we're in Maine.
Oh, sorry. No, I was on a road from New York. Okay, Eastern Seaboard. Fucking whatever.
Yeah.
They should know.
Like, they knew about him in... Well, whatever.
Whatever. Fuck it.
Whatever. Fuck it. Right. But he predicted what happened to Weems, faltered I almost said Chichester, which is a town in one of the Pokemon games.
Which is a cooler name.
Chichester? Yeah.
Yeah.
Faltered Chichester. And he says there will be more, much more, enough to ruin Blue Bay forever if we don't meet his demands. Nuts, said Kroner bluntly. We just got sick, that's all. Something so rare that most doctors can't spot it. But normal is just the same. We can keep it quiet and have him treated secretly by Grays. That'll stop publicity. He rapped with heavy red knuckles on the note, which Chichester had laid on the conference table. This is a fraud, a thin air idea of some small shot to get money out of us. He turned to the telephone to call Dr. Gray's suite, again, for a later report on Weem's condition. The other two bent near to listen. A breath of air came in the open window. It stirred the note on the table, partially unfolded it. Disaster and horror shall be the chief, though uninvited, guests at your opening, unless you comply with my request. Matthew Weems shall only be the first. No, it's be only. Damn it. Matthew Weems shall be only the first if you do not signify by 1 a.m. whether or not you will meet my demand. The note closed as the breeze died, flipped once again so that the signature showed flipped shut once more. The signature was Frank Exposition. No, Dr. Satan. It's Dr. Satan.
It's just Dr. Satan.
It's just Dr. Satan.
So to recap, we have Dr. Satan targeting a bunch of millionaires who have sunk their money into creating a summer resort only for them and their rich-ass constituents that they have forged out of a probably beautiful stretch of natural Maine coastline. I see no problem with this.
Exactly. This is gentrified from the very get-go. And the architecture is probably incredibly Spartan and modern, no trace of any artistry, all just hard lines. And it's ugly. It looks ugly. They describe modern looking stores and stuff. There's no character to Blue Bay. It's just.
How many wetlands have they drained to make this?
How many species of beetle went extinct?
Yeah.
How many species of fish were choked out of existence when the estuaries and rivers were paved over to make way for Blue Bay, huh?
This is peak socialist hero of the people, Dr. Satan, and I'm here for it.
I'm ready for Dr. Satan to just get in here and just fucking wreck their shit. I'm excited.
Chapter 2, The Living Dead. At 2 a.m, 2 hours and a half after the odd seizure of Matthew Weems, and while Guest and Kroner and Chichester were in Dr. Gray's suite, anxiously looking at the stricken man, 8 people were in the sleek small roulette room of the Blue Bay Hotel on the 14th floor. The 8, 4 men and 4 women, were absorbed by the wheel. Their bets were scattered over the numbered board, and some of their bets were high. The croupier, with all bets placed, spun the little ivory ball into the already spinning wheel, and all watched. At the door, a woman stood. She was tall, slender, but voluptuously proportioned, with a face like a pale flower on her long, graceful throat. Madame Sin, still attracted to that. She came into the room with a little smile on her red lips. In her tapering fingers was held a gold-link purse. She did not open this to buy chips, simply walked to the table. There, with a smile, 2 men moved over a little to make a place for her. Thank you so much. She acknowledged the move. Her voice was as exotically attractive as the rest of her. Low, clear, a little throaty. I am very turned on right now. I am merely going to watch a little while, however. I do not intend to play. The wheel stopped. The ball came to rest on the slot marked 19. But the attention of those at the table was divided between it and the woman who was outrageous enough, or had sense of humor enough to call herself Madame Sin. In the men's eyes was admiration. In their pants, something else. In the women's eyes was the wariness that always appears when another woman comes along. Attractions are genuinely dangerous to male peace of mind. Thanks, Paul.
At least one of them was also admiring Madame Sin. Let's be fair now.
Probably. Mm-hmm. Make your plays, warned the croupier dispassionately, holding the ball between pallid thumb and forefinger while he prepared to spin the wheel again. The 4 couples placed bets. Madame Sin watched out of dark, exotic eyes. She turned slowly with her gold-link purse casually held in her left hand. Turned so that she made a complete leisurely circle, as though searching for someone. Then, with her red lips still shaped in a smile, she faced the table again. The croupier spun the wheel, snapped the balls into it. The 8 players leaned in to watch it. And in that position, they remained. There was no movement of any sort from any one of them. It was as though they had been frozen to blocks of ice by a sudden blast of the cold of outer space, or as though a motion picture had been stopped on its reel so that abruptly it became a still life, with all the actors in mid-move. and with half-formed expressions on their faces. A tall blonde girl was bent over the table, with her left hand hovering over her bet on number 29. Beside her, a man had a cigarette in his lips and a lighter in his left hand, which he had been about to flick. Two other men were half facing each other, with the...
About to start a kissing party.
Just, Paul, just do it. Just do it. God damn it. Two other men were half facing each other with the lips of one parted for a remark he had begun to make. The rest of the 8 were gazing at the wheel, with arms hanging beside them, and I will pass.
So, Madam Sin crop dusted a roulette table, and everyone's paralyzed.
Yep.
And now she's just going to repose them all and make them all kiss.
Yep. And exactly in these positions they remained, for minute after minute. During that time, Madam Sin looked at them, and her smile now was a thing to chill the blood. You couldn't have told why. What if Dr. Satan just doesn't know who this person is?
That would be
It's
awesome.
Unrelated.
Another good possibility is that we just have a new villain in the picture.
Who the fuck are you?
Why did I think of that?
I'm oh my god, what's the term again? Miss main character?
Sure.
The female counterpart of Dr. Satan, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
I
like
don't
the
understand.
Chipette of Dr. Satan. That's what I'm saying.
I don't understand. How can we not dress like a devil and saying weird shit all the time?
Because I have more class than you. Oh!
Shut up, Keane.
Boss Stiff in the afterlife. Oh!
Is this your base? Where are all the curtains?
There's no candles. There's no flaming skull. I don't understand.
Her face was as serene looking as ever, and there were no tangible lines of cruelty and evidence in her face. Yet she looked like a she-fiend as she stared around. Okay, so which is it, Paul? She looked serene and good, and there was no evidence of cruelty or evil. Yet she looked so fucking evil, you guys. She walked to the croupier,
Whatever.
who stood gazing at his wheel with his mouth open in the beginning of a yawn. Ugh, imagine being stuck in a yawn.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, God.
Down the hall came the clang of elevator doors and the sound of laughter and voices. Madam Sin glided toward the door. There she paused, then went purposefully back to the table. She went swiftly from one to another of the frozen, stark figures in their lifelike but utterly rigid positions, then back to the door. Smiling, she left the room, passing 5 or 6 people who were about to enter it for a little gambling. She was almost to the elevator shafts when she heard a woman's scream knife the air, followed by a man's horse Sorry. Followed by my brain just stopped and went followed by a man's horse.
There is a horse in the gambling parlor.
Followed by a man's hoarse shout that expressed almost as much horror as the scream had done. Still smiling, utterly composed, she stepped into an elevator, and the elevator boy shivered a bit as he stared at her. Had he not heard the scream, did not know that anything was wrong. He had not heard the scream, did not know anything was wrong. He only knew that something in this lovely woman's smile sent cold fingers up and down his spine. She was beautiful and good, but also looked so evil, you guys. But yes. No?
You have confused
evil,
mixed
good,
feelings about this dangerous woman.
Evil, good, bad, scary, horny. What?
There should be a new, stronger word for killing, like bad wrong or badong. Yes. This woman is badong.
Titties like plow.
Titties like plow.
the most blow titties you've ever seen. It was a grim, white-faced trio that sat in the conference room of the Blue Bay Hotel at 11 next morning. Chichester, nor Guest, nor Croner. None had had a moment's sleep all night. They had been in Dr. Gray's suite with Weems when a shivering man, a well-known young clubman too, which was unfortunate, stumbled up to tell of the dreadful things he had to be seen in the roulette room. With horror mounting in their breasts, half knowing already what that would see, the 3 had gone there. 9 more, counting the croupier. in a state like which Weems was in. 9 more people with all life, all movement arrested in mid-motion. 10 now with some kind of awful paralysis gripping them, in which they did not move nor seemingly breathe. 10 who were dead by every test known to science, but who, as even laymen could see at a glance, were yet undoubtedly alive. Blue Bay development is ruined, ground out Kroner. It had been said a dozen times by every one of the 3, but the words made the other 2 look at him in a frantic denial just the same. If we could keep it quiet, just for a little while, just until what? Snapped Kroner. If we only had an idea when this mysterious sickness would leave this people, we could stall the newspapers for a day or even 2 days. If we could have some assurance that at the end of 24 or 48 hours, they'd all be right again. But we haven't. They really may be like this for months before they die, maybe even die in a few hours. Grace can't tell. This is all beyond his medical experience. So it seems to me we might as well make public announcements now, face ruin on the resort development, and get it over with. Chichester spoke, almost in a whisper. This Dr. Satan, whoever he is, gives us assurance in his note. He says that if we pay what he demands, the 10 will recover and everything will be all right. And if we pay what he demands, we'll be ruined just the same as though we'd been killed by publicity. If we'd been killed publicly. Objected Guest. Kroner glared at the wizened treasurer. I'm surprised you'd even suggest that, Chichester. But you're not only suggested it, you've pled for it all night long. Do you get a cut from Dr. Satan or something?
Oh, that's never been introduced before. That's great.
I like that, yeah. The rich will eat each other.
Is that what you're saying, Chichester? No, it's not what I'm saying, Gary. Stop saying my name wrong.
Gentlemen, soothed Guest. As Chichester half rose from his chair, behold! We're in too serious a jam to indulge in petty quarrels. We've got to decide what to do. I move we call in the police, growled Kroner, and then Ascott appeared and punched him directly in the face. No cops!
Am I not invisible? No. Why not?
I thought you just had some exotic bird just standing over in the corner there, Chichester. I can't believe that any human being could induce such a state of catalepsy or living death or whatever you want to call it in other human beings. Not unless he's a wizard or something. Nevertheless, in view of the threat note from Dr. Satan, there may be a definite criminal element here that the cops should know about. Let's wait on the police, objected Guest.
No cops.
We have already done better than that in summoning this Ascott Keane to help us.
Oh
no.
Dumb assholes.
You're all fucking dead.
Like, does anyone hire Ascott Keane and say, like, what's your rate of success? Well, pretty much everyone in my charge has died.
It's true.
Also, the guy who did it that wasn't me, still very much at large.
Chichester's dry skin flushed faintly. I still say that was a stupid move. The most sensible person.
Yep.
He snapped. Ascott Keane? Who is he anyhow? He has no reputation for detective work of any kind of work. A rich man's son. Loafer, dilettante.
Wait. Then how do people... Then how do people know to hire him?
That's, I hope, explain, Paul. What we should have done was contact Dr. Satan after his first note after Weems was stricken. Then we would have saved the 9 in the roulette room and all the same time saved our project here. You'd pay this crook our entire surplus? Snarled Kroner. You'd give him $1,800,000 in cold cash when you don't even know that he had a hand in what ails the 10?
Kroner spitting facts.
Oh, yeah. It's worth $1,800,000 to save our stake in Blue Bay, said Chichester obstinately. As for Dr. Satan having a hand in this horrible fate of Weems and the rest, he told you beforehand that this would happen, didn't he? Please, sighed Guest for the second time. The florid vice president and the wizened treasurer snarled at each other. The door of the office suite banged open. The assistant manager of the hotel staggered into the room. His blue eyes were blazing with excitement. His youngish face was contorted with it. I've just found out something that I think is of vital importance, he gasped. Something in the roulette room. I've been in there all night, as you know, looking around to see if I could find poison needles fastened to the table or chairs or anything like that. And quite by chance, I noticed something else. The maddest thing, the roulette wheel. He stopped. Go on, urged Kroner. What about the roulette wheel? And what possible connection could it have to the people in the room? He stared at the young assistant manager, as did Guest and Chichester, with his hands clenched with suspense. And the assistant manager slowly, like a falling tree, pitched forward on his face.
Awesome.
My God. What happened to him? The three got to him together. They rolled him over, lifted his head, began chafing his hands, but it was useless. And in a moment that was admitted in their faces as they all looked at each other. Another victory for Dr. Satan, whispered Chichester, shuddering as though with palsy. He's dead.
Cool.
Guest opened his mouth, as though to deny it, but closed his lips again. For palpably the assistant manager was dead, struck down in an instant before he could tell them some vital news he had uncovered. He had died as though struck by lightning, at just the right time to save disclosure. It was as though the being who called himself Dr. Satan were there in the office, and he had acted to protect himself. Shivering, Chichester glanced fearfully around, and Guest said, God, if Ascott Keane were here,
we would be dead.
Nothing at all.
And I will pass.
Oh, okay. Wow. Is this the longest we've read without Ascott actually entering the scene?
Yeah, actually, we're now 3 chapters in.
Damn. Okay.
See,
Chapter 3.
He got the color wrong, and he's in Green Bay, Wisconsin right now instead of Blue Bay.
Not nearly enough cheese and over drinking. Chapter 3, The Stopped Watch. Down at the lobby door, a long closed car slid to a stop. From it stepped 2 people. One was a tall, broad-shouldered man with a high-bridged nose, long, strong jaw, and pale gray eyes under heavy black eyebrows, a bird person. The other was a girl. Moving on. No, equally tall. Not a girl. My name is Beatrice. Equally tall for her sex, beautifully formed, with reddish-brown hair and dark blue eyes. I'm so sorry, Beatrice. I'm simping for Madame Sin. I'm sorry. She's just too damn cool.
I'm still in Camp Beatrice personally, but
that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. We all have our waifus. The
Yeah.
2 walked to the registration desk in the lobby. Ascott Keane, the man signed, and Secretary Beatrice Dale. Your suite is ready for you, Mr. Keane, the clerk said obsequiously. But we had no word of your secretary's coming. Shall we? A suite for her on the same floor, if possible, Keane said crisply. I don't want to sleep in the same room as a girl. Girls are icky. Is Mr. Guest in the hotel? Yes, sir. He is in the tower office. Have the boy take my things up. I'll go to the office first. Send word up there what suite you've given Miss Dale. Keane nodded to Beatrice and walked to the elevators. Secretary, snorted the key clerk to the head bellhop. What's he want a secretary for? He's never done any work in his life. Damn. Damn. Inherited $18 million and plays around all the time. Wish I was Ascott Keane. Ascott Keane just got his shit read. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Ascott Keane was just read to filth.
Everybody seems to have Ascott's number in this one. Like, seriously.
This, like, I don't know. I'm really trying not to jinx it, but this is a solid fucking entry.
So far, I'm actually curious what's going on.
Oh, all of our characters are
good. Landing.
All of our characters are good. Like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. I really want to know more about Madame Sin.
The head bellhop nodded. Pretty soft for him, all right. Hardest job he has is to clip coupons. Oh.
I'm picturing Dr. Satan hiding around a corner with his hand over his mouth. It's like, yes, exactly. I can't wait to use all this against Keane later.
They're fucking killing you in the comments, bro.
Oh, man. Ratioed at the Blue Bay Hotel. Which would have made Keaton smile a little if he if he was able to, if he could have heard. For the clerk and the bellhop shared the opinion of him held by the rest of the world. Oh, you fucking suck.
These fools think me some sort of rich kid. They don't know that I'm also a prolific murderer.
Oh my God, is Keane just American Psycho?
Probably, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Oh man. An opinion he carefully fostered. Few knew of his real interest in life, which was that of criminal detection, which he was awful at.
Yeah,
absolutely deplorable at.
Absolute dog shit.
His opinion he carefully fostered it. It didn't just go, oh yeah, exactly.
He's that fucking meme at the party going, they don't even know that I'm an awful criminal detective. No one here knows of my massive failures. Oh, he tensed as he swung into the anteroom. Guest, one of the rare persons who knew of his unique detective work. I thought we didn't know about his detective work. Had babbled something.
Was Guest the one who brought him in? Was that established? We didn't really. I couldn't tell who of the three hired him.
It doesn't matter because someone's like, "What detective work does he have?" Then why didn't the person who hired him speak up and go, "No, like here's his credential." Like if you have a CV and you hire someone, you're gonna put that out. Like I don't understand. Had babbled something of a Dr. Satan when he phoned long distance. Dr. Satan. The mention of the name was enough to bring Keane to horniness. I mean, instantly from wherever he was. With his powers pitched to their highest and keenest point in his pants in an effort to crush at least the unknown individual who lived for outlawed thrills. Outlawed thrills.
I think there's a typo there from Paul. With his powers pitched to their highest and keenest point in an effort to find the last of the unknown individual who lived for outlawed trails that he had a crush on.
Yeah. As soon as he'd opened the door, it was apparent that something was wrong. Great detective work, Keane. Someone called you to say there was something wrong. Now is the time that you...
Wait a minute. Where's my coffee?
He opens the door. Oh my God. He sees the three who hired him. This room is full of Wallsteads. He turns around and runs away.
Let's see. Wallstead, uno, dos, y tres. All right, bye. There was no one sitting at the information desk, and from closed doors beyond came the hum of excited voices. Keane went to the door where the hum sounded loudest and opened that. Great detective work, Keane. He stared in it.
He sucks so much.
You know what? we need to replace no shit Sherlock with no crap Keane.
He stared in at the three men bending over and the stark and motionless, obviously dead. Keane strode to them. Who are you, sir? Grated Kroner. What the devil? Keane, breathed Guest. Thank God you're here. There has just been a murder. Or 10. I don't know. I'm sure it's murder, though how it was done and who did it are utterly beyond me. This is your Ascott Keane, said Kroner in a slightly different tone. His eyes gained a little respect as they rested on Keane's light gray, icily calm eyes. Yes,
beautiful eyes.
Beautiful, deep eyes like gray, fetid oceans.
Kroner was instantly lost in Keane's eyes.
Yes, Keane, Kroner, vice president. And this is Chichester, treasurer and secretary. Silly ass name. Don't worry about it.
And this is Chichester, treasurer and secretary.
Keane nodded and stared at the dead man. And this? That's a dead body, Keane. That's what that is.
This was a singing telegram girl. She was one of my patients I had an affair with.
Someone's trying to introduce Keane, and he's just like awkwardly poking at a dead body.
He's just nudging the corpse with his toe.
Wilson, assistant manager. He came in a minute or two ago saying he had something of the utmost importance to tell us about the players in the roulette room. Keane nodded. He had been told of that just before he took a plane for Blue Bay. Guest swallowed painfully and went on. Wilson had just started to explain. He said something about the roulette wheel and then fell dead. Literally. He fell forward on his face as though he had been shot, but he wasn't. There isn't a mark on his body, and he couldn't have been poisoned before he came in here. No poison could act so exactly, striking at the precise second to keep him from disclosing its find. Doctor's report, said Keane. Gray's, house physician, is on his way up now. I sent the information girl to get him. Didn't want to telephone. You know how these things spread. We didn't want the switchboard girls to hear of this just yet. Keane's look of acknowledgement was grim. The publicity. Of course. We'll have to move fast to save Blue Bay. Fuck Blue Bay. If you can save it now, muttered Chichester.
Pass. There's Keane, as usual, protecting the bourgeoisie.
Oh. Now, how about you wrangle me up some of these cheese curds I'm hearing so much about?
Got any PBR? Some new Galrus?
Go Packers, am I right?
Is there any hot dish left?
The door opened, and Dr. Gray stepped in with consternation in his brown eyes as he saw the man on the floor. They left him to examine the body, and the three officials told Keane all the details they knew of the strange tragedy that had overtaken Weems, and 2.5 hours later, the 9 in the roulette room. They returned to the conference room. Grays faced them. Wilson died of a heart attack, he said. The symptoms are unmistakable. His death seems normal, but beautifully timed, murmured Keane. Really,
that's an exquisite corpse.
Uh-huh.
I'm very attracted to everything happening right now.
I like
Keane,
it when people die in front of me.
It's my only way I can cure my own fear of death. Keane slowly reached for the gun he had just acquired.
Just shoots it, buddy.
Sorry, I got caught lacking last time, and I'm not gonna I'm not gonna make that mistake again.
I gotta carry it on me. I squeeze my clip in a cat until my clip is spent. All right.
The next time I see Dr. Satan, I am busting a cap in that motherfucker.
This is America. Guns in my area.
If anyone asks, you tell them that Ascott Keane keeps that thing on him. Right, nodded the doctor. We'll want an autopsy at once. The police are on their way here. Boo! Send them back.
I said no cops on the phone.
They just ruin everything.
They're indirectly in our employ, as are all in Blue Bay, but they won't be able to keep this out of the papers for very long.
What? Okay, so a summary indirectly has the entirety of the payroll. Interesting.
And private police / security. Yeah.
Do you think they violently deport anybody in Blue Bay without due process?
Oh, maybe.
I think people that do that should be. Taking a break there for the rhino noise. That's
you know, Future Maureen was already a step ahead of me.
Oh yeah.
Where are Weems and the rest? In my suite. I'd like to see them, please. In Dr. Gray's suite, Keane stared with eyes that for once had lost some of their calm at the weird figures secluded in the bedroom. This room was kept locked against the possibility of a chambermaid or other hotel employee coming in by mistake. An unwarned person might well have gone at least temporarily insane at the sudden sight of the 10 in that bedroom. What, it's just a kissing party? In a chair near the door sat Weems. He was bent forward a little as though leaning over a table. He stared, unwinkingly, at space! In his hand was still a champagne glass, raised near his lips. Standing around the room were the 9 others, each in the position he or she had been in when rigidity overtook them in the roulette room. They stared wide-eyed ahead of them, motionless, expressionless. It was like walking into a waxworks museum, save that these statuesque figures were flesh and blood, not wax.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks for explaining the metaphor.
Somewhere attending this, Walt Disney got an idea. They're all dead. They're all dead as far as medical tests show, Gray said. There was awe and terror in his voice. Yet they're not dead. A child could tell that at a glance. I don't know what's wrong. We brought in and showed many children what was going on, just to be sure. Hey, is this guy dead?
No.
One of the children jumped on the arm of one of the static figures and swung on it like a monkey bar.
Wee.
Why don't you put them to bed? Said Keane.
What? What? Tuck them in. Tell
Keane.
them a bedtime story.
Keane, you're fucking crazy, man.
Have you tried giving them warm milk
A good night kiss.
on the lips?
Have you hugged them recently?
Have you read them Where the Wild Things Are? That one's my favorite.
Yeah.
Have you reminded them that sometimes people do make mistakes in school, and it's okay to have a bad grade or two?
I brought my copy of Good Night Moon.
Have you given them a gun so they'll feel safe?
I've brought plenty for everybody.
Everyone
you
gets a
see
gun.
if Dr. Satan was under the bed. I usually do.
Or in the
Everyone
closet.
gets a gun, and if you see a guy dressed like the devil, shoot to kill.
Oh, Dr. Satan's not in the closet anymore. But
We
Paul
can't.
is. Paul! Paul!
Each of the 10 seems to be in some kind of spell that makes it impossible for his body to take any but that one position. We've laid them down, and in a moment they're up again. And in their former position, moving like sleepwalkers, like dead things. Look.
Oh.
We lay them down and they get back up again. I've seen this before. There's too much chumba in their wumba.
Am I to picture them trying to lay these guys down, but they have like those things you have like a weighted like bag where they just flip back upward again?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
He gently pulled Weems's arm down. Slowly it raised again till the champagne glass was near his lips. Meanwhile, the man's eyes did not even blink. He was as oblivious of the touch as if really dead. Horrible, quavered Chichester. Maybe it's some new kind of disease. I think not, said Keane, voice soft but bleak. He looked at a night table heaped with jewelry, handkerchiefs, wallets, small change. That collection? The personal effects of these people, said Guest, wiping sweat from his pale face. Keane went to the pile and took everything.
This is payment for services rendered, said Keane. But you didn't do anything. I'm off. And he left like Tuxedo Mask.
Keane went to the pile and sorted it over. He was struck at once by a curious lack. He couldn't place it for an instant. Then he did. They're watches, he said. Where are they? And I'm in a tag.
Oh, watches, said Guest. I don't know. Hadn't thought of it. There are 10 people here, said Keane, and only one watch. Normally, at least 8 of them would have had them, including the women with their jewelry trinket, their jewel trinket. There are 10 people here, said Keane, and only one watch. Normally, at least 8 of them would have had them, including the women with their jewel trinkets. But there's only one. Do you remember who owned this and where he wore it? He picked up the watch, a man's with a chain, a man's with no chain. That's Weem's watch. He had it in his trousers pocket. Odd place for it, said Keane. I see it has stopped. He wound the watch, but the little second hand did not move, and he could only turn the winding stem a little, proving that it had not run down. The hand said 11:31. That was the time Weems was paralyzed, said Keane. Guest nodded. Funny, his watch stopped just when he did. Very funny, said Keane expressionlessly. I gotta spoon feed you brats. Send this to the jeweler right away and have him find out what's wrong with it. Now, you say your assistant manager was struck dead just as he had said something about the roulette wheel? Yes, said Guest. It was as though this Dr. Satan were right there with us and killed him with a soundless bullet just before he could talk. Keane's eyes glittered. Well, I'm prepared this time. He made a gun noise with his mouth and cocked his invisible gun. I'd like to look over the roulette room. The police are here, said Graves, turning from the phone. Keane stared at Guest. keep them out of the roulette room for a few minutes.
No cops.
He strode out to the elevators. Oh, man. His first concern, after locking himself into the room where 9 people had been stricken with something, which, if it persisted, was worse than any death, was the thing the assistant manager had mentioned before death hit him, the roulette wheel. He bent over this, with a frown of concentration on his face, and his quick eyes caught at once a thing another person might have overlooked for quite a while. The wheel was dish-shaped, as all roulette wheels were. In its rounded bottom were numbered slots.
The wheel was wheel-shaped.
Seriously.
The roulette wheel was a roulette wheel, like every roulette wheel. In its rounded bottom were numbered slots, where the little ivory ball was to end its journey and proclaim gambler's luck. But the little ball was not in one of the bottom slots. The tiny ivory sphere was half up the rounded side of the wheel, like a pea clinging alone high to the slant of a dish. An exclamation came from Keane's lips. He stared at the ball. What in heaven's name kept it from rolling down the steep slant and into the rounded bottom? Why would a sphere stay on a slant? It was as if the bowl of water had been tilted, and the water's surface had taken and retained the tilt of the vessel. It was instead of... Why am I struggling?
Because Paul writes weirdly.
And retained the tilt of the vessel it was in instead of remaining level. He lifted the ball from the sloping side of the wheel. It came away freely, with an almost intangible resistance, as if an unseen rubber band held it. When he released it, it went back to the slope. He rolled it down to the bottom of the wheel, released it, it rolled back to its former position, like water running uphill. Keane felt a chill touch him. The laws of physics broken! A ball clinging to a slant instead of rolling down it. What dark secret of nature has Dr. Satan bastard now? And then he looked under the wheel. Oh, there's a magnet.
I was going to say
magnets.
Magnetism.
It's just magnets.
How does that work?
Fucking magnets. They always baffled Keane. But the
Gonna
query
blow
was
your
not
fucking mind.
But the query was not entirely unanswered in his mind. Already he was getting a vague hint of it, and a little later the hint of it was broadened. The phone rang. He answered it. Mr. Keane, this is Dr. Grace. The autopsy on Wilson has begun, and already a queer thing has been disclosed. It's about his heart. Yes, said Keane, gripping the phone. His heart is ruptured in 100 places, though a little bomb has exploded in it. Whoa! Don't ask me why, because I can't even give a theory. It's unique in medical history. I won't ask you why, Keane said slowly. I think in a little while, I'll tell you why. I'm going to go ahead and pass here.
Dope, said Keane. That's dope as fuck.
Cool.
Remind me to compliment Dr. Satan on this later. What? Nothing.
Huh? What? He hung up and strode toward the door. But at the roulette table, he paused and stared at the wheel with his gray eyes icily blazing. It seemed to him the wheel had moved a little. He had unconsciously lined up the weirdly clinging ball with the knob on the outer door, as he examined it a while ago. Now, as he stood in the same place, the ball was not quite in that line, as if the wheel had rotated a fraction of an inch. Yes, I think that's it, he whispered, with his face a little paler than usual. And a little later, the words changed in his brain to, I know that's it. A fiend's genius. This is the most dangerous thing Dr. Satan has yet mastered.
Magnetism.
Magnets. He was talking. Go ahead.
I hate to keep reminding you of this, Keane, but you and Dr. Satan have been to the afterlife.
Yep. You've resurrected ghosts and shit.
He conjured a dragon with the power of his mind.
And anime.
He mastered pyrokinesis across vast distances.
He learned how to turn lightning strikes into a hardly specific weapon.
He disappeared people's skin from their bones.
He accurately predicted the placement of a clock on the desk.
He stole a death ray that could kill someone from 40 miles away and turn them into a little rubber band.
But magnets.
From a crackhead.
But magnets.
Fucking magnets.
That's the scariest thing. Okay, Paul.
Okay, sure, Paul. Sure, Jan.
He was talking on the phone to the jeweler to whom Weem's watch had been sent. What did you do to that watch? The jeweler was saying irritably. Why? Parried Keane. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it, and yet it simply won't go. And I can't make it go. There's nothing wrong with it at all, as far as I can find out. No. Keane hung up. Okay. Thanks, Keane. He had been studying for the dozenth time.
I wanted that watch.
Damn it. For the dozenth time, the note Dr. Satan had written the officials. Give me a second.
Of course.
Gentlemen of the Blue Bay Development, this is to request that you pay me the sum of $1,802,540.48 at a time and place to be specified later. Fuck you! As a sample of what will happen if you disregard this note, I shall strike at one of your guests, Matthew Weems. Stupid ass name. Within a few minutes after you read this, I guarantee that disaster and horror shall be the chief, though uninvited guests at your opening, unless you comply with my request. Matthew Weems shall be only the first if you do not signify by 1 a.m. whether or not you will meet my demand. Dr. Satan! Keane gave the note back to Blue Bay's police chief. Oh shit, he's talking to cops. Who fumbled uncertainly with it for a moment and then stuck it in his pocket. Normally a competent man, he was completely out of his depth here. One man with a heart that seemed to have been exploded internally, 10 people who were dead, yet lived, and who stood or sat like frozen statues. He looks pleadingly at Ascott Keane, whom he had never heard of.
Yes.
But who wore authority and competence like a mantle. But Keane said nothing to him. Don't talk to cops. Don't snitch. An odd extortion amount, he said to guests. $1,802,540.48. Why not an even figure? He was talking more to himself than to the president of Blue Bay, but Guest answered readily. That happens to be the precise sum of the cash reserve of Blue Bay Development. Keane glanced at him sharply. Is your financial statement made public? Guest shook his head. It's strictly confidential. Only the bank and ourselves know the cash reserve figure. I can't imagine how this crook, who signs himself Dr. Satan, found it out.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh
My God, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, there are 5 chapters, but this is a good stopping point.
I agree that I looked ahead the next few pages. It's like both chapters 4 and 5 are pretty long.
Wow.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
And Alexander wept.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's all I can say.
There's so much to think about. There's so much to chew over. Madam Sin. Dr. Satan hasn't even appeared yet. Ascott Keane's a fucking dumbass. And I am so enthralled right now.
I am too. Unless, of course, we have to posit that maybe Madam Sin is Dr. Satan, just in his most elaborate disguise yet.
I mean, I'm fine with either at this point.
Honestly, whatever they come up with, I want to know where this is going to go with Madam Sin. That's the thing I'm most curious about. And I'm trying to figure out what Keane realizes because of this weird thing with the ball, the watches, and the you can't knock him down. you can't knock him down victims.
And
the man whose heart just exploded
in 100 different places.
Crazy.
I just imagine, if Keane saw a set of Rock'em Sock'em robots, he'd, just lose his shit.
Oh, my God. Stopped watch. I don't know. I'm okay. Well, next time on Undercooked Analysis, we're going to read the rest of this, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, boy. Ooh, feels so good. Watches it ultimately falls apart in the end.
As is tradition.
Happens.
But we will see.
Hey, we still had fun with the last one.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I guess tune in next time on Undercooked Analysis when we complete, the last story of the Dr. Satan series.
The original Paul Ernst authored run of Dr. Satan. Not the end of Dr. Satan, mind you, but just this part of our collective, glorious, absurd journey.
The OG author approved and helmed Dr. Satan.
Wistful.
Yeah. Wistful indeed.
Good evening, intrepid listeners. This is the Pasta Shade, the host of Midnight Marinara, and this podcast is part of CreativeHorror.com. a network of podcasts and creators working together to build a constructive community of horror fans. For more content like this, visit us at creativehorror.com.